Greetings, Wolf Ops. Lord Von Wolf coming back at you with another episode of Noob Sauce. And in this episode, we're going to start using those ingredients that we got from the Nether. We're going to start some redstoning. Now, of course, obviously, we've already kind of did redstoning by creating a smelter system in which it uses redstone components, but not redstone dust. In this particular episode, we're actually going to use the redstone dust. And the first machine I'm going to create is a charcoal machine. Now, I do this pretty much in every single world that I do, because it's a very convenient way of getting a renewable source of fuel that I can count on. So, I'm going to come over to my chest, and not put a torch down, but I'm going to open up this crafting grid because I have to make a couple of items before I begin. And you can see in my inventory I got some stuff here, including the quartz that we got from the Nether. So I'm going to convert all these over here so I can make some chests. So I have those. Alright. And then what I want to do is create some sticks. And create these redstone. Let's go over the redstone tab actually. And create these right here. These redstone torches. I'm going to convert all these over. Alright. And the first item I'm going to make is this right here. As a matter of fact, it's a redstone comparator. That requires stone, 1 piece of quartz, and 3 torches. All right. Next one I'm going to want to create, I'll have to do myself because it's not in the recipe, is once again 3 stone across, 2 redstone torches just like so, and a redstone dust here in the middle section. That's going to create this item called the redstone repeater. Okay, and of course we just got that recipe, but that's how you make that. And as you can tell, I can make a block of redstone just like I did with the kelp, the dried kelp, but you can do that also with the redstone. All right, well, we're not going to do that right now. Now, I am also going to need to keep that over here, but I'm going to want some stone. I got some stone over in here. Okay, because we're going to have to create a couple more items. We're going to need a furnace. Remember, that's the 8 blocks with the cobblestone. All right. And then we're also going to need 2 of these items right here. These dropper, which is 7 pieces of cobblestone, and 1 single piece of redstone dust. We're going to need 2 of those. All right. So that's what we need for right now. Let's see what we can do about creating this item. So I'm going to give me the droppers. Oh, actually, I did forget one thing. I am going to need some hoppers, which means I need my iron. So, let's see. I need 3, is it? I believe it is. I gotta kind of remember. I think it's 3. If not, I can always get some more. The brain fizzles, guys. It happens. Alright, so what I'm going to want to do is, this is going to, alright, so I'm going to place this, okay, now let's take a look at this dropper real quick. This dropper has 1 output face, which is this. The rest are all just decorative designs and stuff like that. And inside, if you click on it, is a series of placeholders that, in other words, if I put, say, this in here, all right, and I give it a redstone signal. Oh, wait, I got torches here. I can do that with that. I give it a redstone signal. See what it does? Okay, that's what a dropper does. It drops whatever's inside of it. Give me that back. And let's pick you back up. Now, I'm going to want it so that the hole faces upwards. So the easy way to do that is I'm going to jump in place at the same time. But if I jump in place now, all I'm going to do is open up the bottom dropper. So I'm going to do the squat by hitting shift. I'm going to jump in place at the same time. Just like so. All right, now on top of here, I'm going to jump, squat, and place this chest down. But I want it as a double chest. So all you got to do is just click like that. And there you go. You're able to get your 2 droppers so they both face upwards. So in other words, this dropper will throw an item into this dropper. Okay, you didn't hear it, but there it is. All right. And then this dropper, if I place down, no, I don't want to use my stone. Give me the cobblestone out of here. That's fine because that's there. So I place that there. And I do this. Okay, you heard a click because it bud powdered the lower one. But you notice there's no more item here. It's in the chest now. That's what this double dropper is doing. It's going to send one item received in here up into this one. And then this one's going to send it up into the chest here. Alright, so but the thing is how do we do that? Simple enough. We actually have to get a system that can cook and I think I did that backwards. Yes, I did do that backwards. Give me that back. You have to go to the front of this one. That goes into that one just like so. Alright. Because on top of this one here, adjacent the dropper, will go the furnace. Now, in order for me to place it in this hopper, because remember the hoppers have these item placers. So squat in place, and now that's on here. And then this last hopper is going to go into the side of the furnace. Alright, and yes, I do actually need one more hopper for here because I want to have a way of putting the wood in. Now this will be actually kind of a self-sustaining system, and I'll explain that as that all goes through. Okay. So actually, I'm going to do the hop jump, place, and place. Okay, good. Alrighty. So now, essentially, what this is doing is when a piece of charcoal is created in this furnace, comes out here, this hopper pulls it out of the furnace, shunts it to this hopper, which shunts it to the bottom of this dropper, and then up and up into this chest. And it stays in the chest once this hopper is full of charcoal. This hopper then will pull whatever is in this chest down and fuel this furnace. So it basically continually updates itself for a fuel source as it creates charcoal for us. Now the problem is, I'm not going to stand here and constantly keep like hitting a button or a lever or whatever. I want this to do it automatically. So to do that, I need these other components that I created. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use this comparator. Now this comparator does a lot of things, but for what this is going to do, it's going to let me know that there's a value within this dropper so that once an item goes in here, it lights up saying, okay, now I have a value that I can compare. I can compare the value of what's in this dropper to something else. All right, so that allows me to know, okay, I have some comparison to do. And what I'm going to do out of that is I'm going to take this repeater, which increases the signal. Now, give me the dust. If I put that here, I have a tweak that allows me to see the numerical value of the redstone dust that's being used. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to place this one item here. And it's going to bring out saying that that has a power level 1. Technically, it's a power level 2 because of the repeater spot. Okay. So what I want to do is now I want to make sure I increase the value of that power. And I can do that by doing this with a repeater. Now watch what happens when I put this one item back in again. It hits the comparator, hits the repeater, and it gives it a power level 15. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with this. Now what I want to do though is I wanted to create a system in which it will compare the values and continue to increase these items. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to set a delay on the repeater, hit it twice. You see the lever moved twice. And then, now there are different ways I can handle this. If I go this way, this will set up a loop. Now watch what happens. It won't do anything. But if you look at the comparison, okay, there is a difference in value. This comes up with a value of 12. But remember, this was a value of 1. All right, so for every dust we use, we decrease by 1. So there's actually a difference in this, which is being compared by the comparator. And that's what's allowing this to loop along with the delay. Because otherwise, if I had to set normally, this would be just continually powered. But since I'm delaying the source of going up and around, it allows the comparator to turn off because of the delay and the power strength. I know it's probably just confused everybody, but that's kind of how it works. All right, so now if I do this, okay, there's going to be a slight problem. I'm going to get an 11 here, right? The only problem is this item's not going up because this redstone dust dot here isn't actually powering that dropper. So I have to actually power that dropper. Alrighty, so what I can do then is switch some of this around or bring it to this side. I mean, it might affect that, but that's okay. It's not really a big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, here. By the way, if you want, you can make this so it's only 2 wide. I'm going to get into the comparison loop here. All right, and then I'll just use that for right now. I'm going to bring this redstone dust up onto this block here. All right, that block then becomes powered by redstone dust, which will power this dropper. Watch what happens. All right, so I'm able to power the lower dropper. Now, the only problem is I have to get power to this one. It's easy enough to do. We are going to simply use, you know what, I actually don't have the stone cutter down here. I thought I did. No big deal. We'll just do what we normally do. This 3 stone cobblestone, in this case, give me 6 slabs, which is fine. I'm going to take a single slab and place it right here on top of this redstone dust. Not that one. Okay. 1 block above it. Reason being is if I don't do that, watch what happens. Okay. All right. The halves. Oh, they must have changed that. That used to be that way. So that still went up. Interesting. Okay. If I use a full block, then it'll. Yeah. See there. If I use a full block, it cuts it off. The only problem is with me using a lower slab, I can't place anything on top of that, so we want it to be placed 1 higher. So a half step on the bottom still allows the signals to go through. That's interesting to know. All right, so I want that up there. You have this little window here, which guarantees it's not going to cut anything off. And I get to be able to place redstone on top of this block here, okay, which is going to be powered here. Notice it goes around and around, right? So we're going to take that block of cobblestone. All right. It's not in the bottom one. It's still in the top one. Oh, because I used the wrong block. I have to butt power it. My bad. I was trying to go for a look there. There we go. Now that's going to butt power that one just like that block did over there. See, even I make mistakes. Okay, once again, it's not in the bottom. It's still in the top. Why is it still in the top? Let me put in another one. Okay. All right. It's still doing this. Sometime something changed a little bit. I'm not 1% sure exactly how. But one item always seems to stay back behind in the top dropper. All right, so, but as you see, the second one went up and through and down here. Of course, I won't go in here because the stone is not a fuel source. Alright, so like I said, there's different ways of setting up this redstone back here. I could also do it this way. I come here, okay, take you out, put you here, take you out for a second. Alright. Now I get redstone here, and I get redstone here, right? Now the question is, do you think I'm going to get anything out of this or not? Nothing in the dropper. There's one in the dropper, and I didn't do a second one, so let's do our second one. Nothing in the bottom, one in the top, and one in the hopper. So as you can see, and of course there's even another way I could do this redstone back here. Alright, so there's several different ways to always do your redstone and everything like that. It's not just one simple solution. But whatever, how you ever want it. Now, this will keep it as a 2 by 2 by 5 setup. And the redstone does not complicate anything else, anything around it or in it. So this redstone does not affect this hopper chain and stuff like that. Alright, so now how does this actually work? Let me make sure everything's out of here. Alright, give me that back. Hey, I'm throwing the stone. Okay, I'm going to put a torch here because in the old days, the computers that didn't have a good power, this lighting of the redstone would have a tendency of affecting it. So, okay, now I have a stack of wood. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to steal some of this. Okay. And I'm gonna put one in here so it's in here already. Alright, and then I only need actually half that stack. Because remember, I only need 8 to cook up a stack of wood. So I'm going to put my logs in place here. And I'm going to put that in there and watch what happens. Patiently waiting for it to cook. Nope. And it came right back into the furnace. And the next piece will do the same thing. 9, see? And that is how the charcoal machine functions and works. And all I have to do is put all my logs up in here, and it will auto feed in here as long as there is a fuel source in here. And since I have this initial 64 going in here, we have our instant regenerable fuel source charcoal. Alright, now I'm going to add one extra dropper on top of here, only because it's good etiquette to cover your unused hoppers so that lag doesn't happen on like multi-servers and stuff like that. It's generally considered a good etiquette thing to do. So I am going to place it so it faces down. Now, that, believe it or not, will help stop any potential lag from this hopper. Or if anything accidentally falls into the hopper, it won't get into the system. Alright, guys. Well, that's the first redstone machine that we created actually using redstone dust and quartz that we got from the nether. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for subscribing. Y'all take care now, pups. Bye.